All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us bright and early for this Together SC annual meeting. We are so excited to have you here today. And I just want to let you know here at the very beginning, you need to hang on till the end because there are some exciting announcements and then there are prizes. You don't want to miss out on the prizes at the end of today's meeting. With our as with always with our annual meeting, we are so appreciative of the sponsors that we have. And if we can advance to the next slide.
One more.
We've got two great sponsors. Back it up just one moment.
Yep.
So we've got two great sponsors this morning that we'll be hearing from here in just a moment. Grayson Law Firm and Find Great People. We are so appreciative of their support of this annual meeting. And I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the wonderful board that I have had the privilege and pleasure of working with this past year. If we can advance to that slide, please. As you can see on the screen, we've got just a power-packed group who has worked in the trenches this past year. And I will say you'll be hearing more from our vice chair, Sean Edwards, here in a little bit. She has been a wonderful, I would say, partner in crime, but no malfeasance, nothing illegal happening. But she has been just such a great leader to have the pleasure of working with. And with that, I will turn things over to Clay Grayson, who is our sponsor, one of our sponsors this morning, to share some information with you. Thanks, Clay.
Thank you, Paige. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the May 15th membership meeting of Together SC. My name's Clay Grayson, and as the managing partner of Grayson Law Firm, I'm pleased on behalf of the firm to sponsor Together SC's annual membership meeting and to welcome you this morning. Located in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, Grayson Law Firm is a business law firm providing services across the entire state of South Carolina and beyond. We're dedicated solely and exclusively to work with nonprofit organizations, acting often as a general counsel, working to scale your legal needs to meet your budget while being mindful of our mission to be a good legal steward to your organization. If you'd like to learn more about the firm, you can visit us through the Consultant Collaborative directory at the Together SC website, or you can also visit us at graysonfirm.com. I was thinking this morning, I owe a huge debt of gratitude to Together SC and the many friends that I've made here over the years. I think I first came to a Together SC event in 2006 when the organization was still called Scampo. Over the years, I've learned so much knowledge from its programs and events. I've served on the board. I've attended probably 16 summits. But more important to me, above everything else, I've gained so many colleagues among the membership that I'm grateful to also call friends. I believe in Together SC's power to connect. This is its power. This is its power of the membership. I've told Madeline that for me, what I draw from the organization is fellowship. It connects me to this community, and it's enriched me both professionally and personally in so many ways. Today, I think you're going to be impressed as you learn more about this year's endeavors, including the work of the peer networks. I want to conclude by saying it's a pleasure for Grayson Law Firm to sponsor this gathering of the membership and to continue its partnership with Together SC. I wish you all a wonderful meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Clay. And now to hear from our next annual meeting sponsor, we have Eleanor Dunlap, who's Executive and Organizational Talent Consultant with Find Great People. Good morning. Glad to have you with us, Eleanor.
Thank you, Paige, and thank you, Clay, for co-sponsoring with Find Great People, and thanks to all of you that are on this call and a part of Together SC, collaboratively working to transform lives in our state. I, like Clay, have been a part of Together SC also back before when it was Campo, so have partnered with a number of you on this webinar for many years working on mission impact initiatives. I now come, though, through Find Great People, which has been providing staffing, leadership, and organizational and human resource support to nonprofit and mission impact organizations for over 20 years. This year, we rolled out a new strategy to assist nonprofits throughout the state in 3 primary ways. We're focusing on people. We not only want to find great people for your organizations, but we want to support your leaders in transforming organizations. So we have people services to include search and staffing, onboarding, leadership coaching, team building, etc. Also strategy and growth. So growth planning and strategy, solution development, innovation and program development, etc. And then lastly, working on governance and culture. We work on board optimization, succession planning, and HR services as well. We are so pleased to support Together SC with this annual meeting, and we also look forward to hosting a series of 3 30-minute webinars this fall. So be on the lookout for us and our team of Dennis Hughes from Spartanburg, who is a senior HR consultant, focusing on connecting in a digital era. So supporting remote employees and remote teams. We have Kara Kavanaugh, who is going to be focusing on measuring what counts, talking about ways to successfully measure performance and support performance in your nonprofit. And lastly, Paul Clark, my most memorable boss, is the title of that session. And he'll discuss ways to build leaders who engage people in a growing team. So we are so excited to continue supporting you through Together SC this year and well into the future. Thank you, Paige, for leading us in this session today.
Thanks, Eleanor. And I will just echo that for those upcoming webinars, you don't want to miss out on those, because I've had the pleasure of working with and hearing presentations by all 3 of these individuals, and they do a phenomenal job. So I'm marking my calendar. I hope you will as well. So next up this morning is to do some recognition. We are very excited. We've got a rapid fire agenda, and as you will see, there are a lot of things on there. And next up is our Nonprofit Leadership Award presentation. So if we can advance to the next slide. We are so excited to have Chuck McNeil with us this morning. He is the director of Nonprofit Leadership Institute, and he is here this morning to present the 2024 Fred R. Shaheen Award for Excellence in Nonprofit Leadership. Chuck, I'll turn things over to you.
Well, thank you, Paige, and good morning, everyone. This indeed is truly an honor and a privilege, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to Madeline and the board to include this as part of today's meeting. For those that may not know, briefly, Fred Shaheen was just a monumental figure, both in education as well as the nonprofit sector during his very accomplished career. He was the chairman of the Higher Education Board for 10 years and was a significant person in Scampo and eventually Together SC. He created the Nonprofit Leadership Institute in partnership with Dr. Fred Carter at Francis Marion University some 25 years ago from a grant from the Doctors Bruce and Lee Foundation, and served as its director until his passing in 2016. It was, suffice it to say, a no-brainer to use his name in honor of him for this prestigious award that the Nonprofit Leadership Institute has partnered with Together SC to bestow on a worthy individual each year who has done much to advance the mission of their nonprofit organization in the region. This year we had many certainly worthy nominations in submission for this award, and it took a bit of time to vet them all out. But as a team, we decided to select Sarah Pope, who we are excited to announce this morning as the winner of this prestigious award. Sarah is the CEO of SOS Healthcare, Inc., and the Oak Tree Farm in the Conway area of South Carolina. Over 10 years ago, she identified the need for housing options for adults with autism and intellectual and developmental disabilities. She created the nonprofit and assembled a board of directors as well as a staff that has been growing ever since. And over the ensuing few years, she was able to secure nearly $12 million in donations and interest-free loans and grants to try to make reality the vision of providing adequate, safe housing for adults with those conditions. In 2021, Oak Tree Farm saw its first building finished and become open. And in that unit is a duplex with a 2-bedroom and a 3-bedroom apartment. Today, there are now 3 buildings that provide housing for 77 residents and are supported by a staff of 12. She's not stopping there. She's now embarked on a study to identify how a similar project could become a reality in the Charleston area. And we're just excited to see where that vision will take her, and I don't think there's any stopping her in the years ahead. So without further ado, Together SC, in partnership with the Nonprofit Leadership Institute at Francis Marion University, is thrilled to announce that this year's winner for the Fred R. Shaheen Nonprofit Leadership Award is Sarah Pope. Congratulations, Sarah.
Thank you so much, Chuck. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody on the board who took the time to, I'm sure, go through many applications. There's so much great work happening in our state and so many worthy nonprofits. And I really appreciate that a nonprofit that works with people with disabilities was chosen for this award. There was a time when we weren't recognized, as much as we would like to have been doing the work that we do. And it just seems to keep coming back up to the top of the food chain now. And we are thrilled that that's the case. It speaks to inclusion in our community. And we've been trying very hard to have our community of people with disabilities included from quite some time. So that part is very exciting for us. Obviously, I don't do this work alone. It happens with an amazing team of people, and we have fantastic people working at SOS Care and at Oak Tree Farm. All of those people help to make these things happen. I just happen to be the lucky person that leads them through many challenges some days. I would also say I have such fond memories of Fred. I did attend the Institute when I was first chosen to be the leader for SOS Care, which was probably 14 or 15 years ago. And I'm not sure what I would have done if I hadn't been able to attend the Leadership Institute, because I really didn't have any experience being a leader in a nonprofit. I had a lot of experience working with people with disabilities, and that was my love and passion. But running the business of a nonprofit was very new for me. So that course was very instrumental in helping to mold my career. And I enjoyed working with Fred and the other people that came to the Institute and provided guidance and leadership and training. So that was my humble beginning. And I think people would be quite proud and excited to see where we began with a budget that was barely making payroll to being able to build communities in not only in Conway, but working on a plan to build in Charleston next. So I thank you all so much. I'm honored and very excited about where this might be able to take us. And I would love to talk more about housing with people as we continue to include people with disabilities in the community. So thank you.
Congratulations, Sarah.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
We've had several folks who have joined since we have started, so I just want to remind everyone that you need to hang on to the end. We've got some important announcements, and we have prizes that will be given away at the end of the session. It's only for those who are present at the end. So with that, we'll move into our officers' reports. First up, we have Sherry Snipes Williams, who's President and CEO of Promise Neighborhood, and she is our treasurer for the board. I'll turn things over to you, Sherry, to share about the health of the organization.
Good morning, Together SC. It is my pleasure to serve as treasurer of the organization. You will soon see a slide that shares information on our audited financials from fiscal year 2023. You will notice that our membership dues are about 1/3 of our revenue. Thanks to each of you, much of Together SC's work is supported by fees, sponsorships, and grants. You'll also see that our overhead ratio is about 19%. While this is not the best measure of effectiveness, you'll see that our management and general expenses are about 12% of the expenses of the organization last year, and fundraising was about 7%. We ended fiscal year 2023 with a deficit. However, this was according to budget, and this was approved by our board of directors in order to invest in Together SC's capacity. All of our audits and our 990s from the past years are available on the Together SC website. We invite you to go and view our documents. And again, just thank you so very much for your investments of time, talents, and treasures in the organization and for being members. And that concludes my treasurer's report.
Thank you, Sherry. If you have any questions about financial items, you can reach out to Ben Bullock and he'll be able to provide you with that information. Next up, from a board member report, we have Erica Kirby. She's the Executive Director of Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina Foundation, and she is our current governance chair. And she's going to share with you those that we're going to celebrate as they are ending their service with the Together SC board, and then recognizing those who are coming onto the board to serve. Erica?
Thank you, Paige. Good morning, all. Thank you for the opportunity to present to you on behalf of the Governance Committee for Together SC. We have some exciting updates and information to share with you as members about your role in electing our future leaders and acknowledging our current leaders. So next slide, please. So on this slide, you have the, you are looking at the upcoming officers for our fiscal year 2025. We have such great leaders, service, history, and commitment to the organization. And we know that moving ahead, this will continue to be in good hands with these individuals serving as your officers for the board of directors. Next slide, please. So this slide just presents a very quick overview of the upcoming opportunity to vote. And as a reminder, this does detail out who is eligible to submit a vote, one vote per organization for the upcoming slate of new board members. So as the governance committee continues to look across the demographics of the state, the needs of the organization, we put together a slate that we feel best represents the needs and to guide us into the future. So feel free to reference this. And in just shortly later today, there will be an email coming to you with additional information and link to cast your vote. Next slide, please. And these are your proposed slate of board members. So two of the folks, John and, excuse me, I am having some technical difficulties here. Sean and Spencer will be serving second terms, and Jamie and Jason are willing to and have agreed to serve their first term. So both Jamie and Jason have been involved in Together SC and the peer networks. They have long, extensive histories in working in nonprofits in the state. And so we have vetted them, we've had conversations, and they are both very excited to join the board of directors pending membership approval. And again, as noted on the previous slide, we do need 10% of members to cast your vote. So we appreciate your attention to that when the email comes out after the annual meeting today. And next slide, please. And acknowledging our deep thanks and appreciation for our retiring board members. As you know, for those of you that have been serving on the board, it is a labor of love and attention and commitment and leadership. And so we acknowledge Joanne and Sherry Snipes-Williams for all of their support throughout the years in so many different ways as they roll off the board of directors for Together SC. We thank you very much for all of your service and commitment to the work of nonprofits and philanthropy across the state. Thank you. And I believe that concludes my slides. Paige, I will turn it back to you.
Thank you so much, Erica. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that email coming out later today. So it has been quite a fun ride for me over the past 2 years as board chair. And before we do some year-end review things, I'd like to first off acknowledge the wonderful supporters and sponsors that we have had. If we can forward to the next slide, please. We all know the importance of having those multi-year commitments, and that's what these visionary sponsors are. Blackbaud, the Duke Energy Foundation, the Duke Endowment, Sisters of Charity Foundation of South Carolina, and Wells Fargo made multi-year commitments to Together SC because they believe in the work of the nonprofit sector and they want to make sure that it is strong. And whenever you have those multi-year commitments, that just makes it so much easier as we move forward and be able to step back and think. So we are very, very appreciative of their support. Also, as you know, the summit is one of our large events. If we can advance to the next slide. Thank you. We have some wonderful nonprofit summit sponsors who really invested heavily at our higher levels of sponsorship, the presenting sponsor Dominion, our signature and event sponsors as well, and the reception sponsor who helped make that a successful event. Next slide, we have other summit sponsors and annual sponsors who are with us throughout the year. And as you will notice, many of these have identified specific peer networks or specific activities that we have engaged in, like the Black Nonprofit Leader Symposium or the Compensation and Benefits Study, that really have made this easy for us and so that we can provide that information and those interaction points for you. All right, next slide, please. So just a quick year in review. You've already heard something around membership before, but I am so excited to say that we have now topped 900 members. I think that's the most in my tenure that we have ever had, and that was one of the things that we really wanted to focus on over the past few years. Also, when you look at the Allies for Good at the State House event that just took place a few weeks ago, we had over 100 nonprofit attendees, and we had the opportunity to interact with 50 different legislators. And considering the time of year it was, that was pretty amazing to be able to get some time with them. We were competing with lots of bands and clubs and all kinds of groups being recognized for their achievements across the state. The Nonprofit Summit, we had over 790 in attendance, which was wonderful. If you did not have the opportunity to attend this year, I encourage you to mark your calendar and be with us in Columbia next year, because it will be a wonderful event for sure. We've had 33 folks graduate from the Carolina Leadership Seminars, and we are so excited about helping them build their leadership skills as they move forward in their nonprofit careers. One of the things that, as United Way of the Piedmont, we've been able to really gain benefit from is that association health plan. And whenever we first started this, we thought, okay, maybe the first year that we're offering this, we could hit 100. And here we are just 3 years in, and we have over 500 lives covered in this plan. And so not only do we have covered lives, but we have helped nonprofits offer benefits, health benefits for the first time, or we've helped nonprofits reduce their healthcare costs, which is wonderful. And then finally, one of the things that we wanted to make sure is that we were building our network, these peer networks, because this is something we want to make sure that as we are showing up, that Together SC is by our members and for our members. And the best way to accomplish that, we felt, was through our peer networks. And we've got almost 250 active members of those networks. And now we're going to hear from those folks. I will say, make sure that you check in the chat for the link if you've not yet renewed your membership for the year. We are heading into June, which is our membership month, but no need to wait until the last minute. You can go ahead and take care of that today during the meeting. Also, as you listen to the reports from the peer networks, there will be a link in the chat where you can join a peer network or discussion group. And with that, we will move into those peer network. Here you see all the different leadership chairs. We are very appreciative of your investment of time, talent in these. And first, we will hear from China Phillips, who's the Senior Director of Policy and Research with Sisters of Charity, and she leads the Advocacy Allies Peer Network.
Thank you so much, Paige, and good morning, everyone. I think I just wanted to start with thank you to my fellow colleagues who serve on this peer network with me. Couldn't do this without you, and of course, the amazing GP, who is our lead as well. So this year has been an exciting one. Thank you to our amazing sponsor, Blackbaud, for all the work that you've done on ensuring that we're able to program. And we have a few things coming up. We wanted to increase the cadence of our meetings because we know that so many fights have been won and lost, and we haven't met with each other. As a result of that, we've had a few more meetings that have happened. So Katie Smith, we love the work that you did around the importance of voting. We hope to have an additional conversation as a leadership team about what does it look like for us to support some Get Out the Vote efforts. Immediately coming up, we have an event on June 5th where our leadership team member, Josh Malkin, at the ACLU will be leading a conversation around anti-DEI legislation. And we'll also be passing the mic to Letitia Vaughn at E3, and as well as a history professor at USC and a student, to ensure that we're speaking at all levels. Thank you to Mike Darrow for coming on to the leadership team. If there are any more individuals who would like to join us, we encourage you to please join. And please also look out for legislative wrap-up that will be led by GP as well in the coming weeks. So look forward to seeing you along the way and more programming. I will also like to pass the mic to Termise, who's a program officer at Central Carolina Community Foundation, and she is the chair of the Black Nonprofit Leaders Group.
Thanks, China. I would just like to begin by saying that our peer network had a wonderful year this year. In 2023, we did launch our Connected Conversation series, starting with the conversation around operations from the lens of the Black lived experience. And we had 38 members attend that session. During the Together SC Nonprofit Summit this past February, we also hosted a Black Nonprofit Leaders Group drop-in, and we were able to connect with over 60 of our members of the peer network during this time. I'm looking forward. We're excited to come together as a leadership team for the Black Nonprofit Leaders Group and host a 2-part series where we will be planning for the year ahead. And we're hoping to expand on ways to get our members further involved with our peer network. Tomorrow, we'll be hosting our Black Nonprofit Leaders Spring Symposium. Excited to be back in person. That will be here in Columbia, and we'll be joined by 67 Black nonprofit leaders from across the state, and we'll be looking at the topic around data and turning data into donors for Black nonprofit leaders. And I want to end by thanking our leadership team, as well as our staff liaison, Desmond, and our facilitator, Heather Singleton, for all the work that you all have done to help move the peer network forward. And we're also excited to bring on new members, and we'll be working on that towards the end of this month to our leadership team. Thank you.
Thanks, Termise. And next up, we have our consultant collaborative report, and Patrick Jinks will be presenting that.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Rapid fire on some names real quick of the folks on our leadership team: Mary Dale Hayes, Chamley McGuire, Beth Ruffin, Robin Ezel, Colleen Bozard, Jada Willis, Beth Ann Holloman, Clay Grayson, Sharon McGee, and Catherine Harvey. And I'm really excited to announce we've got a couple of new members coming on to the leadership team beginning in July. Most of the above names are repeating. We do have a couple of outgoing members, Beth and Robin, who have served us well. We thank you for your service. And we're excited to announce that Andrea Clements and Bates Childress will be coming on to our leadership team in July. We've really done a lot. We met a couple of times in person, and we've met on virtually a couple of times. We had 7 networking and learning webinars. We're averaging about 25 people on our bi-monthly Monday calls, where different people are presenting on things that help us work on the business as well as in the business. And we are initiating a code of conduct for consultants. This will be required for renewal of membership, and it's a pretty standard code of ethics, but it addresses general integrity, client engagement, professional reflection, really trying to raise the standard on that. Speaking of raising the standard, there is a task force of the leadership team at work right now on trying to figure out a way to raise the bar a little bit more on consultant excellence and offering a way for the consultants in our network to up their game, possibly through some sort of certification, for lack of a better word. Right now, there's a lot of design left on it, but we really want to hold up the best of the best to our sector and keep us all growing forward. One of the things from a housekeeping standpoint that's happening is we are increasing the consultant dues beginning in July. That was approved by the board sometime in the fall, I think. We'll be increasing the dues from $200 to $250, which is still very nominal. I call it really a no-brainer. And our upcoming program is on June 10th, where we're going to be talking about this potential certification process or training. So a lot going on. There's a lot of collaboration happening. We've got some consultants meeting in a few weeks just off of our listserv, someone who's working on addressing the financial gaps and deficiencies. And I think about 5 consultants said, I want to join that meeting and see how we can collaborate. So looking forward to another exciting year moving forward. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Patrick. Next up, we're going to hear from the Development Network. Brett Wadford and Bryson Young are here to present this morning.
Thank you, Paige. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Paige. Good morning, everyone. Just realized I was on mute. We've had a lot of great accomplishments over this year. We hosted a panel on Giving Tuesday, where the panel discussion was about Giving Day campaigns. Most recently, last week, we had a wonderful encore presentation about engaging our board in fundraising efforts that was led by Laura Leroy and also Jessica Browning. So we want to thank all of our presenters for that. Also, we want to thank the leadership team for the Development Peer Network and also the Together SC staff for helping us execute all of this wonderful programming and other administrative tasks. At this time, I want to turn it over to my co-chair, Bryson Young, to talk about what's ahead for 2025. Bryson, I think you're on mute there.
I'm on mute. I'm good. We're excited to create or continue to build a network of people that can lean on each other to discuss issues we all face as development professionals. One of the things that we're looking for right now is a couple of strong leadership team committee members, people that can be connectors for us, people that can help us build a really strong programming schedule, and looking for statewide representation on that. And Brett, did you mention the social coming up?
I did not yet. So we also have a joint membership social here in Charleston on June 27th with the Association of Fundraising Professionals. It will be held at the Opportunities Center in North Charleston from 5 to 7. I know there's information that has gone out with our communications, and also you can go to the Together SC website to also register. We hope that many of you can attend.
Thank you so much. Anything else from the Development Peer Network?
That is all.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. Now we'll hear from the Equity Peer Network, and that will be Quinn Hayes and Erica Wooten.
Good morning, everyone. I love this ray of sunshine. Sorry, my background is dark. I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank our equity leadership, our whole team, for all the countless contributions that they've given. My lovely co-chair, Erica Wooten, and our consultant, Erica Plater, as well as Desmond for all of her support. So here's a couple of things as far as the Peer Equity Network. We had the privilege of joining and collaborating with the Advocacy Allies back in November, where we were able to facilitate a panel on threats to DEI, which was during the Nonprofit Issues Forum. And then our group has been working on a DEI framework that we hope to present at some point in the coming years. So we're working with our partners and across the network on that, as well as our leadership. And then we're collaborating with other peer networks like the Black nonprofit leaders and so forth as well. So I'll hand it over to Erica now to finish up. So thank you.
So much, Quinn, and good morning, everyone. What's next is that during 2025, we will reconvene the network with defined intentionality as we build out a framework that we can all be proud of and use. We will continue to recruit new members to serve on the leadership team, and then also continue to look for ways to collaborate with other peer networks, and also look for opportunities for convening to provide information and resources. And Paige, I will hand it back to you.
Thank you so much, Quinn and Erica. And next up, we have our newest peer network that we'll hear a report from. It was just launched in January of this year, and that is our Marketing and Communications Peer Network. And we have Kelly Parker, who's going to be reporting out for that group.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to represent the newest peer network group, the Marketing and Communications group. Since our January launch, we've accomplished so much already. We have 84 members, 31 of which are extremely active in the online discussion group, which is great. The last really big event we had was the email marketing roundtable, which was, I think we determined, about an hour too short, even though it was an hour long. We had a very lively discussion and are looking forward to like a part 2 on that. The members seem very engaged and interested and eager to learn, which is exciting. Coming up in the new fiscal year, we have a lot of learning webinars planned, including AI for nonprofits, which I know is was very popular at the summit this past winter, which is cool. I'm glad to see that's coming back with Brittany. Maximizing Google Grants and evaluating the life cycle of a website, which I am personally very interested in. So I'm looking forward to that. The storytelling half-day in-person workshop is something that everybody should be paying attention to, even if you don't work in marketing and communications. Storytelling is very much a part of all of our jobs and should be a fascinating experience for everyone. Next up is the same awesome group of leaders. We're just now getting this party rolling, and we're looking forward to continuing the momentum. So thank you, especially to Brooke for leading us in a lot of this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kelly. And I agree with you that storytelling, that's not just a marketing and communications, that's for all of us. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled for that. Next up, we've got Jeffrey Fleming to report out on the Operations Peer Network.
Good morning. On behalf of the Operations Peer Network, we've had an excellent year. We have an amazing leadership team, and with the assistance of Ben, we've had amazing conversations, opportunities to connect, webinars, worked really hard on the summit this year, and always, like operations folk do, analyze the listserv from every angle to make it grow for the future. I'm also going to step back to being a member of the leadership team, passing on the co-chairs to Amanda Cote and Elizabeth Gibson. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to them right now to let us know what's going on for 2025.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be the co-chair of the Operations Peer Network with Elizabeth. My nonprofit career started 14 years ago, and most of my professional development has been through Together SC and my colleagues. And I just want to thank Jeffrey for his leadership, and excited to work with Elizabeth.
Thank you, Amanda. I'm excited to be able to work with you as well. I've been in and out of human resources for close to 20 years, and then nonprofit in and out of it as well, swapping back and forth between for-profit and nonprofit, but I love what we do here. It's absolutely amazing. I'm excited for what Amanda and I will work with the team to develop in the future, the opportunities that we can bring. And then I do want to put a plug in. Next Wednesday, the 22nd, we do have a lunch and learn session with David Slade with our association healthcare plan. You can learn all about potential opportunities with that. I'm actually going to be participating as well. I'm going to give a testimonial as somebody who saved a lot of money joining it. So please join us next Wednesday if you're available.
I echo that, Elizabeth. If you haven't checked out the association health plan, you need to. All right, and now we will hear from our final peer network, and that is our volunteer administration network, and we welcome Jeremy Franklin to report on their work.
Good morning. Good morning. Everyone's doing well. What a great day it is. It is a great day in South Carolina. I'm Jeremy Franklin, chairing the Volunteer Admin Alliance and working. There is no I in team, and I have an opportunity to work with MD, the Mary Dale Hayes. And so we've accomplished a lot this year. And we've had over 60 nominations for our South Carolina Governor's Volunteer Awards. And so we're just so excited for the number of volunteers who came out. They were humble, and we ended up having an intimate celebration after we were at the State House. And so it was just a great opportunity to see that volunteerism is still alive and well. Although we have had some challenges post-COVID and seeing volunteers kind of get back on their feet. Volunteers have been wearing many different hats over the years, and it has increased since COVID. But we have seen an uptick in volunteerism happening through different sectors, and we're excited to continue to rebuild, to continue to inspire, to engage, and to support those volunteers who lead volunteers. And so it is an awesome opportunity to highlight the importance of volunteerism in these particular sectors because I think they're hidden gems. I really do. And I know Mary Dale feels the same way. And so I'll pass it over to Mary Dale to share anything that I might have missed.
Jeremy, I would just add that we are recruiting new leadership team members. So if you have ideas about ways to increase volunteerism in the nonprofit sector, we'd love to have you join us and look forward to meeting you and engaging with you moving forward.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Jeremy and Mary Dell. And as someone who had the opportunity to attend the volunteer recognition at the State House, that was a fabulous event. And I encourage everyone, because as I stood there and listened, I thought we need to all make sure that we are pausing and taking the time to submit those nominations for our volunteers, because it is a wonderful way to not just recognize and acknowledge them on a local level, but also to uplift the wonderful work that they're helping make happen on a daily basis across this state. And with that, I move into the happy passing of the gavel. And it has been a wonderful term of service on this board as the board chair. I'm honored to have been in that role. And I pass the invisible gavel over to my colleague, Dr. Sean Edwards.
Thank you so much, Paige. And as we talk about the wonderful work of volunteers, we can't help but uplift the wonderful work that you have done as the chair of the board over the last 2 years. And so just a little bit about Paige's accomplishments. She has instituted leadership teams and discussion groups to strengthen our peer networks. And so as we started those, we've built a better infrastructure for those peer networks under Paige's leadership. What can we say about the association health plan? Paige was a big advocate for that plan and was ready to get it up and running. And so she really spearheaded that and led that with Ben and the team to make sure that we were able to secure that to offer better benefits and services to our nonprofit organizations. And then we have our multi-year recruitment plan for our board, which I am most appreciative of because we have succession planning in place. And so all of that is credited to you, Paige, and your awesome leadership. And you have been a wonderful leader and an excellent partner over the last few years. And I'm so grateful and blessed that I get the opportunity to work with you. And so let's just give Paige a round of applause. I see it happening in the chat already, but let's just make sure that we give kudos to Paige for her awesome leadership. Thank you, Paige. Next slide. So one of the biggest things that we do is the Nonprofit Summit, and we have that coming on board. And so we have for 2025, we will be in Columbia, and we have 3 awesome leaders that will lead us in this effort. I had the pleasure of co-leading the summit last year, and now I am passing that torch over to Andrea Tucker with Children's Trust of South Carolina. Henry Well of the United Way Association. He's new, and so we welcome you, Henry. And then we have Donna Waits, who is with the Grantmakers Network. We co-sponsor this or co-host this summit with the Grantmakers Network, and glad to have you, Donna, on the team. Now I'm going to turn it over to Andrea to tell you a little bit more about the 2025 summit. Andrea?
Thank you so much, Sean. And I just want to say I'm excited to be working with Donna and Henry this year. So we're getting things started for the summit. And just to start off, our theme for 2025 is going to be creating common ground. So this theme is inspired by a quote from Martin Luther King. He said that a genuine leader is not a searcher of consensus, but a molder of consensus. As we're all experiencing the current growing political divide, nonprofit and philanthropic organizations are forging a path and leading the charge in creating new common ground to help our state thrive. We, as we know, are an industry centered on nonpartisan missions, and we're focused on our state and local communities and the solutions that improve the quality of life for those we serve. To do so, the nonprofit sector must navigate sensitive political climates, complex public policy, and robust community partnerships to make systemic changes to better our communities. It is a profound and noble responsibility for this sector, but as Martin Luther King said, we're not only a searcher of consensus, but we're a molder of consensus. And to do so requires stronger skills, strategic partnerships, and open collaboration, as well as deep expertise. The 2025 Nonprofit Summit will empower the nonprofit and philanthropic sector to create more common ground around the issues impacting our communities and our state. And with that, of course, we need everyone's help in doing that. So if we can go to the next slide, thank you. Our steering committee. So in 2024, we worked with a steering committee consisting of nearly 30 Together SC members and partners and leaders on crafting the summit's agenda and content. And if you're interested in helping plan the 2025 summit, we'd love to have you join us as a member of the summit steering committee. The committee is going to help craft that agenda, select the sessions, provide input on structure and programming and more. The steering committee also has a few subcommittees that you see listed on the screen here, and to help gather deeper input around what the summit is going to look like. And for more information on how you can join one of these subcommittees or our steering committee, you can click the link on the screen, and there's also going to be a link in the chat, and you can submit your interest through that. And the link will also be sent out after today's call. So please be sure to reach out and ask questions and join, because we would love to get your assistance and feedback with planning the summit for 2025. Also, now we are today able to start taking submissions for summit sessions. So anyone can submit a session, and we highly encourage our nonprofit members and grantmaker partners and consultant collaborative members to submit sessions. The summit committee, of course, will try to give priority to Together SC members, so we would love to receive your submissions. And sessions can be submitted at the link on the screen or in the chat. And there'll also be additional communications on how you can submit those sessions as well. So excited to be working with you guys this year. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrea. I will say, after leading the summit committee this year with my colleague, Darren Goss, many hands does make light work. And so if you are interested in helping to shape the summit with the awesome theme that this team has chosen, please sign up and get on board to help formulate that, to help plan the summit. Also, being a presenter at the summit is a wonderful opportunity for you to get in front of folks to share your knowledge and expertise, and to further enhance the work of nonprofit organizations based on your expertise and your skills. And so we welcome you to join us in doing that. Next, we're going to turn it over to Madeline for the President's Report. Madeline?
Thank you, Sean, and I look forward to working with you. How many great nonprofit leaders are running this organization? I haven't even counted how many we've heard from this morning and others. Behind those nonprofit leaders is a team of dedicated staff, and that's what I want to talk about in my report. Before I get into some exciting announcements we have, I do want to share a new grant. It's the first Together SC grant Together SC has received in a very long time, national grant. And it's from our National Council of Nonprofits. We are one of 3 nonprofit state associations in which they are investing a 3-year grant of nearly $180,000 to allow us to hire our first full-time advocacy professional on staff. And that is going to really up our game, as you're going to hear in a moment. When Alana stepped down in the spring, as many CEOs, you're devastated when you lose a part of your team, but it gave us a chance to realign our staff. And I want to share the opportunities with you because I'm really, really proud of this team and what we're putting together. First off, we realized that our public policy and advocacy work and knowledge community engagement was a great partnership. And you'll see that in that we have now hired GP, who has been our consultant for 2 years, as a full-time staff person starting June 1. And his title will be Director of Public Policy and Community Engagement. And no fear, he will absolutely be staffing the 2025 Summit Planning Committee. So you're going to have the terrific support he's given as he did this past year. Second, we realize that as members, you deserve the best communications possible. And so bringing our communications and our membership outreach together under Brooke's leadership made tremendous sense. In addition, Brooke had worked at a Chamber of Commerce and already knows so much about membership. So I'm pleased to announce that Brooke's new position and title is Director of Strategic Communications and Member Experience. Destiny will now take on communications and membership and work with Brooke, as you will hear in a moment, allowing her to build upon her experience in communications, her prior experience. Ben has been with us from day one, has done pretty much everything under the sun. He has been our COO. With Alana's departure, he is eager to expand his portfolio and take on some of the development work. And so supporting him, because you can't move up without additional support, Desmond is going to be taking on programs and operations manager. She'll still continue doing our great community services, CLS program, as you'll hear, and supporting our peer networks in an even bigger way. But Ben has been very picky about who he'd let support him. So we're thrilled that Desmond and Ben will be working together. So please help me congratulate your team, this team, and know that they are in a terrific position to support you in the work going forward. Next slide, please. Before I move on to GP and advocacy, I want to just give an extended thanks to our extended team of facilitators. We can't do this all with full-time staff. Charles has been with us from day one with the new exec training and Carolina leadership seminars. Heather is working with our Black Nonprofit Leaders Group. Erica Plater has supported the Equity Peer Network, Mary Dell, the Volunteer Peer Network, and Jessica worked with our Powered Up cohort. So to our extended team, we really, really appreciate you. Next slide. And GP, will you share a bit about what's ahead?
Yeah. Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you all for being here today. I'm excited to officially jump on with the team come June. A little bit of our advocacy work looking ahead to give you a little bit of a preview. We continue supporting the Advocacy Allies peer network, of course. We have a retreat on Friday, actually, with our leadership team where we'll be going over a couple things, but one of them is our November event. 2 years ago now, I guess in 2022, we did a post-election event in Columbia that did very well. And then this year in 23, we did our Issues Forum, the first one, both of which were great. They're both our favorites, so it's really hard to choose which one to do in 24 after a robust election. So we'll be going through how to make sure we get to both of those, as well as some more virtual program, which China mentioned. We will be kind of rolling out. We're going to increase advocacy and relationship building over the next year. In particular, I would like to highlight our growing relationship with the Department of Employment and Workforce and making sure that we position this sector as a part of the workforce conversation for South Carolina, both our own workforce, but also in supporting the South Carolinians as they become more economically stable. And then, of course, our 2025 summit will have this year's back in Columbia, which means we'll have a little bit of a policy focus on that. So we'll have our legislative reception. You've heard the theme of creating common ground. So you will see that theme really, I think, come to fruition by being in Columbia, a couple blocks from the State House. We're excited for the next year, and I hope to see you all at everything we've got going on.
Thank you, GP. Thank you so much. Next slide, please. And Brooke, will you please share? Oh, no, this is programs. Desmond, you're up next. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. So excited for all of the new things that Together SC has going on. Just to kick us off with a look ahead at our programs. So starting in August, we will be rolling out our Carolina Leadership Seminar for the 2024 year. That starts in August. If you have not already submitted your interest, please do so. The slots are filling up very quickly. And just to speak a little bit more about our peer networks, over the past fiscal year, our team of our amazing team of leaders, both on the leadership team and as chairs, have hosted collectively over 20 learning and networking events. And through all of that amazing work and opportunities we've brought to our members, we've identified some gaps where we can better support our leaders. And with that, I will be stepping in to fill some of those gaps. And just a huge thank you to our peer network leadership teams and our chairs for all the amazing work you do. None of this would be possible without you.
Thank you, Desmond. And we are so proud of all that you have accomplished in your few short years with us and excited about what's ahead for you. And Brooke, now I think we're going to turn to membership with you and Destiny. Is Brooke there?
Yes, I was just turning off my mute. I'm excited to announce our new membership satisfaction surveys, a quick and easy single question delivered to your inbox. Your insights are invaluable to us and play a critical role in helping us enhance our services and better serve our members. The membership team is looking forward to hearing from you. We also are taking membership communication to the next level, and you won't want to miss a single email from us. So please be sure to save membership@togethersc.org and communications@togethersc.org to your safe senders list so you get the latest updates regarding your membership.
Thank you.
Yeah, and on the I got one more. On the next slide, we're really excited to announce all the fun we've planned for Membership Month in June. Go ahead and please register for these Parties to Enhance Equity in Relationships peer events. There's one going to be hosted in your area. So check out that link in the chat and go ahead and register. We have some amazing local hosts with fun activities, lots of networking planned. And you really don't want to miss the Nonprofits Pack the Park Night. It's a fundraising event for all nonprofits. You can invite your network, your board, staff, friends, and family. Each ticket is $10. Each ticket sold is $5 back to you, the nonprofit. Go ahead and sign up, sign your nonprofit up so you can get your special fundraising link and start raising funds and have a fun night together. So we'll see you this summer.
Thank you, Brooke. And I'm thrilled that we are finally able to get back out into the region in partnership with folks like Central Carolina Community Foundation and our members. And you'll see more of that coming in the fall. If we weren't in your city now, we'll be there in the fall. So finally, I want to call on Brooke to talk, Ben, to talk about operations.
Good morning, everybody. And, by operations here, we actually mean your member benefits. And we've been working very hard over the last couple of years to expand the employee recruitment and retention benefits to help you get and keep quality staff in your organizations. And some of the things we're going to be looking at, particularly with our employee assistance program, we're going to be talking with those folks to expand those benefits. Right now, participants in the plan get 3 counseling sessions. We're hoping to expand that and create a premium option for organizations to enroll in that will include more benefits. We have been partnering with First Nonprofit Insurance Company for a long time on their employment insurance options, even though we have a pretty good employee unemployment insurance system here in South Carolina. First Nonprofit has been working on expanding their benefits, and so we're going to be reevaluating those and relaunching those benefits hopefully in the fall. We are also still working on our benefits report. We've got the data in. We've got to do some crunching of the numbers, but hopefully we'll be able to get that report out to y'all. And we're going to be looking for new ways to conduct our 2024 compensation survey. So please look forward to that. And of course, we're always going to be looking for ways to improve our employee and board recruitment portals, jobs.togethersc.org and boardstrong.togethersc.org. So if you're interested in recruiting employees or recruiting board members, please be sure to avail yourself of those portals.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you very much. What a team, guys. I feel like it's the best team we've ever had with these changes. I feel like we are aligned in a way to go forward, and they are the people to take us there. And that is why I am able to announce that with the board's blessing, I will be stepping down in the fall. We had a wonderful board retreat, and Sean and Paige are ready to take us through this transition. Our commitment is to doing it in a way that models good, effective transitions for our sector. And transitions are really an opportunity to develop new leaders. And there's nothing that's making me prouder of my career and with Together SC than the work I've done to support you as leaders and our team as leaders. So with that, I will thank you for the chance to walk alongside you these years. I'm not going anywhere till September, and we're going to go out strong. But Sean, will you tell them how the board's handling things?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Madeline, for your leadership over these past 13 years and all of the support and love you have both for our state, but also for the nonprofit organizations within our state. And so we are sad to see you go. However, we totally understand and we support that. And so as a team, we have come together as a board to make some decisions about the next iteration of Together SC and finding a new leader. And so on your screen, you will see that we have a transition timeline. We have a committee, which will be led by Paige, that will also include Melanie Huggins, Stig Rasmussen, Spencer Scott, Sherry Snipes-Williams, and I will serve as an ex officio member of the transition team. That team will work together to build an open and transparent process to recruit a new executive by the fall to help us continue to do the great work that we've been doing and been discussing all morning. Madeline's retirement will be September the 30th, and fear not, there will be plenty of opportunity for us to celebrate Madeline in Madeline's way. And so look forward to hearing additional information about that, and look forward to continued support from Madeline through that time and from this excellent team. And so I see lots of kudos happening in the chat, and thank you for that. Continue to reach out and to congratulate Madeline on her wonderful work and to support her because she's still with us until September 30th. And so please, the work of Together SC will continue to move forward, and we will continue to make sure that we have the right steps in place in order to find a sound leader to continue the work of this organization. If you have any questions about transition, please reach out to Paige as the chair of the transition committee, or feel free to reach out to myself as well, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have, but look for more information regarding that. And so again, thank you, Madeline, for your time and your service. I know this is never an easy decision, and please know that we appreciate your leadership and will continue to appreciate your support, even if it's behind the scenes after September 30th. Now, we have a giveaway. Apparently, there is a wheel of names that's going to be happening, and there will be a drawing. And so for those of you who are still here with us on the call, you have the opportunity to win a summit registration with accommodations for our 2025 summit. And before we get into that, I want to say thank you to today's sponsors, Find Great People and Grayson Law Firm, for being with us. But let's spin the wheel, Ben. I think you're in charge of doing that for us today.
That's me. Give me 1 second. All right. We've got like 200 something people registered for this meeting. And I have put all the names in here. I've shuffled them up. And so, but you have to be present to win. So are we ready to spin the wheel of names?
Spin that wheel.
Names are so small, I can barely see them.
Yeah, they are. My goodness. I'm glad I'm not
Catherine Puckett. Is Catherine Puckett on the call?
Are you here, Catherine? Going once.
Ooh, maybe not.
Going twice.
Oh, she's going to be so disappointed.
Oh, sorry, Catherine.
Okay, we'll try one more time. Melissa Weathers.
Melissa, are you here?
I'm gonna search the list real quick.
Boy, we are
nope, she's
shot in
not
the dark.
on. Okay, we're third time. Third time's
Yes.
the charm.
Let's do it.
Doug Taylor. Doug Taylor from Fact Forward.
Doug, are you here?
He is.
He is. Yay! Congratulations,
great.
Doug.
Thank you, Desmond A.
Awesome. Congratulations. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, and I think we are at the end of our time together. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being Together SC members. We look forward to the next iteration of Together SC in 2025 and forward. Please make sure that you read For Good Connections for any additional news and updates. Otherwise, we thank you and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. This meeting is adjourned.
2 minutes early.